love you to the person they love, what is the percentage of the energy and truth within that statement? 87%, 87.1%, 87.9%. Nobody's going to be the exact on anything ever. So when we go to find out truth in heaven, hell, where do we go? If we can't go to these people that are telling us lies and stories, I say it over and over. You need to go within. Well, I've been trying. Well, keep trying, because that's the only way you're ever going to get there. So no matter what you say and do, it doesn't make it easier, but if you stop, it's not going to make it happen. So as we move forward in this path, whatever path you choose, path of ignorance, path of bliss, path of luxury, however you create that path. Well, somebody just texted me, and it's the more you learn about truth, the further you are away from this world. It is that, because this world is so lacking, void of truth. It's void of love. It's void of compassion. And it's what everybody says, oh, I'm mad, I'm all this, I'm all that. But are they? Is that what they give out? Is that what they do? Are they those people that really do that? The multimillionaires, billionaires. What do they do with all that money? Keep it in the bank? And if they die tomorrow, that money's in the bank? I don't. And somebody, a couple people, when they're getting close to dying, they suddenly realize, I'm a lonely person. I'm going to die. Who do I leave my money to? Well, why leave it and not know what happens to it? Even if you donate it to a church or the Native Nation or something, whatever you're going to donate it to. All right, are you aware what really happens with that? Because when you donate money, it never goes where it's supposed to. Not all of it, or very little does. So when you're going to do something with your money, what are you going to do with it when you die? Give it to somebody and hope that it's used wisely? Why not use it while you're alive? Why not see the things you can help change? It's that easy. If you're going to open up a school, you can see it built, you can see it finished, you can see the people go to it. You can do a lot of things, but you need to be the person that's there watching it and making sure that it's supposed to be what you want it to be. So, these billionaires and multimillionaires with lots of money, what do they want to do? Make more money. The Shark Tank. Yeah, they help other people make millions of dollars. But the only reason why they're doing it is because it helps them make millions of dollars as well. So, money has no place in a spiritual place or content. And when people learn that, they might decide to do something different with their lives and with what they're doing. If they're saving money, how much they have, how much do they really need? Sure, if something goes down, you get sick, the government will try to take all your money away from you. And that's the way it goes down as well for all the people. You work so hard to collect money to retire, and then they come after you even more with your medical. I know so many people that lost a hotel, a yacht, and both became sick, and then whatever money they had to go to that. It's sad. Getting old? Well, that word getting old has a lot to do with the word karma. Because as you get old, you should have worked off almost all your karma. And that's the critical thing. And when you're ready to do that, guess what? You can start doing it. But until you're ready, and until you realize that you have to do that, you can't keep making more. Oh, people say, well, I don't make karma. Just little things make karma. Bad thought, bad Bad movement. You make the wrong decision for something. Wrong job. You're going for a job. You have 3 job offers. Which one you take? Door 1, door 2, or door 3? If you don't know what's in any of the doors, that's a different story. But 1's a doctor, 2's a lawyer, 3's a painter. I mean, if you know which one, as a person, which one do you want to do? So all these things, just living life is so important to learn how to live life. So when I say it's about life, death, living life, before death and after birth, where's the foundation in that you go through this whole thing learning? And I know people say, I went through an experience and I learned something. What did you learn? What did you learn today? Oh, I learned this, I learned that. Are you going to follow through whatever that thing you learned? If you learned what love is, if you learned what hate is, if you learned what anger is, and you learned all those things, are you still playing with them in the wrong way? Do you abuse them? Do you know how to not to abuse them? If you know sticking your hand in fire burns, and you keep doing it, what did you learn the first time? Well, that it's hot and I burn my hand. So why do it again? So when I talk about past lives and reincarnation, which we'll get into, it's so important because no matter what time frame you were in, you still learn the basics of life. How to live with people, how to cook, eat, and do those kind of things, which is still the most important things you need to do in life, in this lifetime on this planet. So spiritual isn't important here. So that's why a lot of people don't dive into it, don't dig their feet into the ground and hold on, because it's not important. I could get a job if I'm spiritual or not. I can get a sexual partner whether I'm spiritual or not. I can get a good job whether I'm spiritual or not. So it's not considered important in the workforce. It's not considered important in schooling. I mean, buying a house. Well, you're spiritual? We're not going to sell you the house unless you're spiritual. It doesn't happen that way. So everything we do is based on programmed ideas. And that's why when I say, well, when we think about life, what do? It's all based on a program. I was just talking to somebody about children. They're open to the truth much more. It's the abuse that takes that away from them right away. In families, I don't care what kind of family it is, the child gets abused one way or another. Or you can't go with that, you can't date, you can't do this now, or you can't do this, and then some families, they make a child take a drink. I mean, it's a scenario of how we should not be. I don't know how many parents can teach children anything spiritual, teach them anything about protection and prayer in the right way. You're not praying to God to tell them to do something, telling it to create something for you in your life. You can look at God as a he or she or it, and I prefer it because it's not a male or female. It doesn't take on a kind of physical form that we want it to be. I mean, Jesus was a person. He wasn't a God. He wasn't an alien. Buddha was a person. All those names in history, all different Hindu religions and stuff, Guru Nanak and Manjushri, Milarepa, were people, had a truth, had a teaching. What was their teaching? How important is a teaching? Well, that's something you need to know, think about, and really strive to learn how to tell the difference. How important what somebody's saying is, and it is meaning to you. If I tell somebody if they brush their teeth with Colgate toothpaste twice a day, they'll become spiritual. Does that mean you should do it? How do you know it's real, true, or whatever? You don't. But are you going to listen? Hopefully not. I'm trying to pull. Hold on. Let me just see if I can. I can't pull up my Skype. Hold on. I'm just trying to get one message. But we have a lot to learn in life about it and about what's going to happen. So getting back to that thing I said originally about experience, what is an experience you learn in this planet, on this lifetime? How to make things, how to create things in your life that help you. Yes, that's a good thing. But does it have anything to do with being a spiritual person? Oh, I'm a holistic person. I only eat organic foods. I don't smoke. That has nothing to do with being spiritual either. I don't eat meat because I choose not to. I choose not to eat animals. It doesn't make me spiritual. I choose not to smoke because I don't want to. I choose not to drink alcohol. I choose not to. Does that make me spiritual? No. And when you look at other people, oh, you're weird. You become different, yes, but not spiritual. Oh, you're spiritual because you don't drink and smoke. They won't say that either. Growing your vegetables. That's a great thing because you know what goes on and goes in the soil, what you feed it. Except you don't know what's in chemtrails. And it's still being sprayed by them. But on most cases, situations, you observe that. So we have all these little things to work with and play with. But again, and I'm going to hear that word over and over again, when we talk about spiritual truth, heaven, hell, non-existent, meaning, let's try non-existent. When you die, you disappear. Now, science has proven in their own way that energy can be neither created nor destroyed. Well, first off, they never proved anything about the soul. Then to prove that it can't be destroyed or created is another fallacy. If they create a robot and put energy in it, does that make it human? So the idea energy can't be destroyed or created, well, it just changes place. And a simple scenario is ice. It's a solid, cold, but you heat it up, it turns into water. Heat it too much, it turns into steam and goes into the air. But then it rains down, it can be put in the freezer and turned back into ice, so it keeps changing. Now, the energy of a tree is different. When you burn a tree, it turns into energy, but what's that energy become? Let science prove that. Well, it produces energy. Oh, it produces energy if it's put in a machine to make it produce energy. But you burn a tree, it just releases its toxins, carbon monoxide, into the air. And that dissipates in the air. When we talk about what science says compared to what spiritual, religious people say, there's a contradictory. But neither one of them have anything close to the truth. I challenge all these people all the time, as much as I can. Why? Because I can. Because I have truth that most people don't. I stand by it. I believe in it. I trust it. And I know it's real. Not what they say and talk about, well, maybe it's real, could be, we think it is, we kind of prove it. Prove what? They kind of said they proved that soul leaves the body. They can measure the weight difference. How do they know it's the soul leaving the body that they're weighing? You start decomposing the second you die, and your body's breaking down and turning into dust, air, and everything else already. So they say, I measured the soul leave the body. We had it on the scale, and what's the scale just? Well, gas in the body can be escaped. Anything that has weight, everything does in this realm. So they say, well, we just measured the soul leaving the body. It's a ridiculous statement. Filming the soul leaving the body would be a little more beneficial to a human race watching it.